Hi guys, good afternoon. My name is Sally D. Persas. Again, welcome to my channel. So today, I'm going to show to you my output in single lens reflex camera. So this is my output in single lens reflex camera in the outside. The first part in single lens reflex camera is field speed centering. Field speed centering is the measure of a photographic film sensitivity to light determined by sensitometry and measured on a various numerical scales. The most recent being the ISO system, a closely related ISO is used to describe the relationship between exposure and output image lightness in the digital cameras. And the second one is shutter release button. Shutter release button is a push button found on many cameras used to record photographs. And the second one is the film advance lever. Film advance lever used to rotate the film inside the camera in order to take a new photo. And next, exposure measurement button. Exposure measurement button that measure the intensity of light and indicates proper exposure for film or image sensors of a specific sensitivity. And next, grip or hand grip. Hand grip is a protrusion on the right hand side of a camera that is ergonomically shaped to be comfortable when held in the hand. This is almost always the primary contact point between the photographer and their camera. So it is designed to make it large enough to help or to grip and to hold the weight of the camera. And next, the neck strap eyelet. Neck strap eyelet, a small hole used an attach point for a strap or string, a camera which allowed the camera to be carried securely. And the next, 7 self timer switch. Self timer switch is a device on camera that gives a delay between pressing the shutter release and shutter fairing. 8. Multiple exposure lever. Multiple exposure lever, it enables multiple exposure lever, it enables 102 shots each exposure separately and check it before taking the next shot. 9. Hot shoe contact. Hot shoe contact is a mounting point of the top of a camera to attach a flash unit and other compatible accessories. 10. Film rewind crack. Film rewind crack. It is often necessary to press a film rewind release button to unlock the winding sprockets and allow rewinding. 11. Film rewind knob. Film rewind knob. First, once on a roll, film is complete. It allows a photographer to rewind the film back into the film cassette. Second purpose of a film rewind is to ensure proper loading. Next, 12. Shutter speed dial. Shutter speed dial provide the selection of shutter speed and indicates the things of the shutter open and close. A fast shutter speed such as 1 to 500 seconds will close faster than 1 to 2 seconds exposures time. In this case, the shutter curtain will close very fast and thus resulting is less light entering the film. And next, 13. Aperture ring. 14. Aperture or distance ring. 15. Focusing ring. Aperture ring on a lens. Aperture ring on a lens allows the photographer to control the aperture within the lens. These settings are marked on the lens using f-stops. On automatic camera, the aperture can only be controlled through the camera body f-stop settings. Aperture distance ring. Zoom in or zoom out. Show the approximate distance of object in focus for the current setting. Measure from the front of lens to the object. It's main use for a close-up photography. Focusing ring. Focusing ring, one of the most common camera lens pass on any SLR in the focusing ring. This is a ring on the lens body which moves the lens element inside the lens. By adjusting the position of the glass elements, the image produced by the lens can be brought into clear focus. And next, lens release button. Lens release button. Press this button. Press this button to unlock the lens, mount and detach the lens by rotating. If you don't need to press it when mounting a lens, drive mode button and control the camera's drive mode, allowing you to take a single shot continuously, or use a countdown timer. Next, exposure counter or frame counter. Exposure counter or frame counter is a mechanism for recording the number of the film frames exposed in roll film cameras that shows the number of frames that have moved through the camera. And lastly, outside of the single lens reflex camera, the lastly parts is depth of field skills. Depth of field skills. When the lens is set to a given f number, The DOF extends between the distance that align with the F number markings. Photographers can use the lens scales to work backwards from the desired depth of field to find the necessary focus distance and aperture. So, the next part of the outside single lens reflex camera. This is my output in the inside. And the 19 parts of single lens reflex camera is the viewfinder window. Viewfinder, a camera component that shows the photographer the area of the subject that will be included and photographed. It is the eyepiece on a camera that you hold close to your eyes to allow you to see what's being photographed. Next is the rewind fork. Rewind fork is a two-pronged gadget that engage the 35mm film canister to rewind the film. Early F100 had one with pointed prongs that broke really easily. Next is film chamber. Film chamber, a camera magazine, is a light-tight chamber or pair of chambers designed to hold film and move motion picture with stock before and after it has been exposed in the camera. Next is battery cover or battery chamber lid. It is protection covering the battery protects it from moisture, which can cause a short. It also reduces the amount of dirt on the battery terminals, ensuring a good connection. Next is tripod socket. Tripod socket have 3 legs and a mounting head to couple with a camera. Next, number 24, film guide reels. Film guide reels, it is a line in the side of the screen. Next is number 25, film socket. Film sprocket are the little square holes which run along the top and bottom of a 35mm film. They play a functional role in analog photography because they hook into your camera's when you load the film. The little teeth of a film camera hook into these holes and transport the film to the next frame. 26. Camera body. Camera body or camera back. It is a device that attaches to the back of camera in place of the traditional negative film holder and contains an electronic image sensor that we designed to use film take digital photographs. Next is film pressure plate. Frame pressure plate comprising a plate having a large number of projection with their top smoothly curved to press the film. Without scratching, it holds it flat in the focal plane of the camera. 28. Film rewind button. Film rewind button can be rewind into the cassette using the film rewind knob. Second purpose of film rewind button is a photographer wishes to rewind their film before completing the roll. 29. Film take-up spool. Film take-up spool pulls the film along so an exposed film can be placed behind the shutter. And last but not the least, the film cartridge confirmation window. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye!